Maybe we're getting in the brood after that one.
Had a media alarm pheromone. Yep.
All right. So we're at our friend Paul's place, or a place where he keeps bees. We met Paul through a beekeeping group in the area a couple years ago when we started seeking mentorship and help on working with bees, and he let me know the other day that he had a really dangerous spicy hive, maybe Africanized bees. He was telling me about where he got the queen and what's been going on with this hive, but it's going to be really aggressive. We're here to split it up. A couple years ago we had a yellow hive that was really dangerous, so.
This was a split that I made last year. This queen made it through winter in a deep and a medium. This particular breed came out of Vista, California. Breeding in San Diego, California is known to have Africanized genetics. You know, in and out of 200 hives over the last 3 years, I've never encountered anything like this. They literally come boiling out of the hive when you open it. Oh yeah, see them all come boiling out of the top. Oh boy. That a media alarm pheromone. Yep. They're the hardest to deal with in this particular yard. There's 6 hives, and I always work them last because I know that she's spicy.
Yeah. Does smoke help at all, or not even a bit?
Not even a bit. Yeah. It just I didn't even light the smoker yesterday because I didn't feel like it was going to help at all, and all I was doing was all I wanted to do was just drop an excluder in a box on them. You smell the bananas? Oh yeah. I was in a full suit. I wear a full suit, and I had a t-shirt on, but every single place where my suit was touching my skin, they got me. My arms were just black with bees, and all of them dragging their backsides trying to sting me, and so everywhere that my suit was touching my skin, they got me. I took about at least a dozen stings to my head. I had one find a hole somewhere in my suit and got me in the throat, and both arms. So I evacuated, leaving the hive open because I was getting mauled. Got into the woods and managed to get most of the bees off of me. Made sure that I had no holes in my suit, went back and quickly threw the box on them and threw the lid on them. I did have a hive swarm at this yard on Sunday, the very day after that. My fear is that those genetics I've let go into the wild. I as a steward of the bees, I don't want those genetics in the wild. I knew that they needed to be eliminated, changed.
So what's the plan today? What do you think we can do?
Well, I called you because I know that you've dealt with some rowdy hives, some bees that are vicious. You know, my idea or my thoughts was that we could hopefully, there are 20 frames in there, so I'm hoping that we can bust them down and get rid of any queen cells. Again, I do not want these genetics in the wild or in my hives. There's a 5-year-old boy that lives here and rides his 4-wheeler all around the property. You'll see the area up there where they're doing a bunch of clearing, trying to reclaim their land. So they've got a dozer on site that they use, and this is just really nice host family, and I cannot have an aggressive hive on their property. He did tell me that yesterday when he drove up to get to the dozer, and he's got a burn pile up there, that they were hitting the windows in his truck. Experiencing a really good nectar flow like this. Yeah, you can see this one right here. That's what we don't want. We don't want those genetics. That was empty.
Oh gosh. Queen cells on this one.
Queen cell.
Like 8 of them. See any eggs? I have a feeling the queen breeder where these came from, being out of business, took rid of the bees.
young. So our plan was to separate the bees into 4 nuke boxes, to divide up the angry bees and introduce new queens and brood to all of them to change their genetics over time. But first we needed to find the original queen so we could remove and destroy her to keep her dangerous genetics from being passed on to her hive. Now watch closely and you might just see her appear. Oh, we got a queen. Now she's right down in the corner.
See if you can get her, or see if I can.
Yeah, she just went back underneath this little group here. Yeah, here. You got the queen clip.
Yeah,
Did you guys see her? There she is.
There she is. Yep, she's in there.
Okay.
Oh boy. So it wasn't them that swarmed yesterday. We got her. Oh my. That makes me so happy. They're disrupting my other hive. It is. Okay. So I'll just place her down in the bottom. Plenty of room under these medium frames.
Okay. We just placed her in her queen cage inside one of the nukes to draw in the remaining bees. Once that is done, then she'll have to be destroyed. So how do you feel about today?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I feel like they were a little less aggressive today. Well, definitely less aggressive than they were on Saturday. And I wish we could have gotten more bees in the nukes as we went. But I'm so grateful that we found the queen, and I will not have allowed those genetics to repopulate.
Well, thanks for having us out. We had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Thank you, gents, for coming. I sure appreciated the help. I was pretty nervous about that. I've never really dealt with one that was quite that aggressive.
You gonna help me open these boxes? Okay. All right. So I got these boxes last fall after I did a podcast. The stream team.
Greg is.
Oh no!
Excited.
We're about to have a visitor. No. Uh-oh. We're about to have a naked girl on here.
Good catch, Dad.
On YouTube with Greg Burns from Nature's Image Farm, Bruce from Bruce's Bees, and Brian from Castle Hives. Greg Burns, very nice guy, sent us, I think, one of his hives, and I am psyched about it. And this is a perfect opportunity to use it for some new bees that we're gonna transition over to being less aggressive. So Uriah's out mowing right now, but I wanna read this postcard that Greg sent us. It says, hey Uriah, we heard it was your birthday, so we wanted to send you your very own awesome hive kit. We hope you have a very special and blessed birthday. So this was probably last June when it was Uriah's birthday. Oh gosh, now I'm in big trouble. She's popping bubbles. It's got happy birthday wrapping paper on it. So I'm gonna wait till Uriah's here and let him open that. What's that?
The swarm
There's a swarm?
behind the flow hives.
Oh boy. We better go do that then real quick. I was gonna show you a gift. Greg sent this all to you. But we better go do that. Oh man, that's perfect. So our flow hives are right here. Probably came off the blue hive. And then we've got a split already from the blue into the purple, and they just split again. So this is gonna be a really easy one if we can get a box underneath. All right, so they're already starting to move into it. Let me see if I can give them one shake, and they'll come right down here. Hopefully we'll get our queen in here. So as long as we get the queen in here, come look down in here. I'll put a few frames in here in a second. Queen goes in here, which she probably has. They should stay in here. And I'm gonna grab them a couple frames of brood from next door so we have something to give them, so that'll help keep them in here. So a really simple swarm catch. I'm so glad Uriah caught this. As long as we've got the queen in here, they're all gonna move over to here. So I just gotta make sure that they're in here. They now have a couple frames of brood, a couple frames of honey, moved over from the blue hive. So they got plenty of resources. As long as we've got our queen in here and not over there, they'll be just fine here.
We're not gonna get those because we know the queen's not in there.
All right, so yesterday I was starting to open this, and then it turns out it's all addressed to you, and you did stuff. Greg sent stuff to you, and then we went and caught the wild swarm. We took care of that last night, but now we need to get this hive out for our angry bees. I don't know fully what he sent us yet, but this is, I think he sent us, I'm hoping a whole apame, and then one of his boxes. So top and bottom are apame. I've been wanting to try the apame for a while. We had Rob from Larabi's last year out here, and he was telling me all about how he moved to Apame boxes. It's like the Swiss Army knife of hives, where you can do a lot of things with. That's a feeder. And there's frames in here all ready to go. That is awesome. Propola hive. We've seen this. That's so cool. Endura hive, wax dipped. So I saw this when we went to our bee conference in January. So the Propola hive is made with some grooves on the inside. Let me show you this. There's grooves here, and so it's already made like for the bees to store propolis, I believe. That's the part of it. And then it's wax dipped, which will make it last 20 to 30 plus years. So I don't have to paint these hives. They're just so cool. And then there's the bottom board here from the Apame. And so you've got it really simple to be able to open and close this for the bees if I need to move them, or we put a swarm in there and we want to hold them until we move somewhere. So there's a second deep box here. He's got his logo on there, Nature's Image Farm. All right, so we've got our hive all ready to go here. This is what we'll start with. And then there's even a queen right dial on here. So it reminds me that we're dealing with a blue dot on the queen, and then you can move it around to say, you know, we will not have a queen in here yet, so we'll just say no queen, no cells yet. Our friend Brian at Castle Hives, I think, helped design that. Greg, this is so thoughtful of you. We're really excited to try this out. And
thank you for sending us the hive, Greg.
I'll have a link for it down in the description to Nature's Image Farm and these hives. Super cool. Now let's take it out to the bees. So out here in our main apiary, we have 13 hives. Over in the flow hives, now we have 3, and then we have the new one in the back, the mean hive. So that puts us at 17 hives for now, which is great. It's close to the most we've had. I think we probably got to about 20 last year, so hoping to get back to that. So we're gonna add a few boxes on top of a couple splits we did about a month ago, and then we're gonna look for a couple brood frames, like 3 or 4, to put over in that new hive to give them a start, some new eggs, so they can grow their own queen. That'll be really important to changing the genetics up in there, so they don't try to grow their own if they have any brood. So hopefully we can change that hive over and make a great hive out of it. All right, so we're at the new hive. We've got 4 frames of brood, and I'll show you where we can see they've got some new eggs in there, and that's how they can produce their own queen. So those they cannot be made into a queen. Okay, that right there, that's what we can turn into a queen. A freshly laid egg that's in its first 4 days. Okay, out here, there's some brand new eggs. That's perfect. So hopefully they can make a queen out of one of these. This hive feels really heavy. I'm gonna open it here and then we'll start to move these bees in. So they have lots of nectar. That's awesome to see. There's a little brood on here. We just got to make sure that they do not grow their own queens, which I don't see queen cells in their little queen cups. Been in here for a day and have started to settle down a little bit after the big split yesterday. We've got a lot of brood on this one, some bee bread. I'll put it in the middle by the other brood frames. Last frame, lots of bee bread. So that's what they feed the baby bees right there. So we'll give them a week to get settled. We'll come back and check for queen cells to make sure that they grow their new queen. All right, so it's been a few weeks since we put this hive all together. Back here, this wild, they're growing good in here. So we'll trim this off here. The main thing we need to check is, do we have a queen or do we have queen cells being produced? If we don't, then we're gonna have to go get some more frames of brood with some eggs in the first 4 days to make sure they can grow a queen. So we're gonna pull a few frames out, see what's been happening. All right, so looking on this side, no queen cells over here, but we do have some capped brood. So hopefully this is one of the frames we gave them. And look right here. So we've got a queen cell forming here, and if you look up into it here, you might be able to see the little larva being formed in there. So there's a queen that's being created. That's great. Seems like they need some more brood, even if they get their queen to work out here in the next week. So there's a lot of new bees that have emerged, but these guys don't have much brood to work with. So they have 1 queen cell so far. I need to give them better odds than that and make sure a few emerge out and then give them a chance to grow a few queens plus some more brood. So I'm gonna grab at least 1 more brood frame from another hive and bring it back here, but at least we're on track for 1 queen right now. All right, these guys are being nasty today. I wish I could show you the top here. They're all over the microphone. So they're being nasty. We gotta check for a queen, and I hope so, because these guys are being mean. All right, we've got a full queen cell down here, so hopefully they're making a queen right there. Here's 2 more queen cells. They've got larvae in them, so that's very hopeful.
It's like they're building on a queen cell right there, already have lava. top in it.
We got 4 to 5 queen cells in here that are in progress. One's fully closed up, so hoping they get a queen soon. All right, well, it's been a couple weeks since we last checked on these guys, and they were growing a queen at that time. They're still an angry hive, but let's see if we've got a queen that's growing in here. All right, well, I'm not seeing a queen here, but they have most of this full with honey, so we don't want to become honey bound and not have room for them to store more honey away. So I'm going to get their second box going. I need to get them some more frames of brood so they can grow a queen. I see a queen has emerged, but she hasn't returned yet, so she may still be on a mating flight. So it is June 24th. It's about almost 2 months in to having this new hive, and we're really hoping to find the queen today. We've given them a couple chances with some brood frames and new eggs, and hoping to see a queen in here and see that they're off and running. Smoke the box. So we got a queen cell right here off the bottom. Right there. No eggs yet though. So we got a queen cell there. We've got a 1 or 2 others so far too. A little disappointed I'm not seeing any eggs yet. Alright, so still no queen yet. Let's get them some more brood to try to make a queen. They're still really hungry. Bringing our camera. So I'm gonna go grab a couple of brood frames from some other hives. Bring them back here to grow some more queens. They've got a couple in the works, but just in case, we'll get them some more. All right, so we're out at the angry hive. I've been checking these guys every week and adding in more frames of brood. They're still as angry as ever, but if we get a new queen in there and she has her own brood, we should start to see a change in them over the next month. But it's already been a couple months. It's been a frustrating experience, but hopefully we start to turn a corner with this hive. Just an absolutely perfect frame of new eggs on here. These are all going to be baby bees here soon, so definitely presence of a new queen. Just having a hard time finding her. No luck finding our queen. I've checked it for the past 3 days, and I can see new eggs. Can't find the queen. So, oh, they found a way in. Oh, I got stung on the neck. Oh, dang it. Oh, that hurt. Well, as you can see, bees are still around us. This hive is still a pretty angry hive. Dissipated a little bit, especially with smoke today. It helped. It's been crazy every day checking with these guys, but I know it doesn't seem like progress, but getting new eggs in there from a new queen is definitely progress. I think in a month to 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, I think we'll definitely see a calmer hive. So thanks to Paul for letting us work with him on his hive. Thanks to Greg for this new hive. Don't you think it's a pretty cool hive?
Yes.
And thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you.
Thanks for watching.
Let's get out of here.